Hey everybody, well, we're going to take a break from the Torino today. Um, when you got several projects lined up for the future, you're always on the lookout for more parts for future projects, especially when you find them cheap and you got the money. That's the time to get them, especially if it's something you really want. It's hard to find. That's why yesterday I bought this. It's 86 Dodge. Pretty good shape. The front corner on the passenger side is boogered up a little bit. But the main reason I bought it is somebody has put a Ford 390 FE engine with a C6 automatic in it. That's what I want. I want a 390 to put in my 66 F100. And if you go back a few videos, you can see that truck. And found this one. Runs good. But the truck itself has several things wrong with it. Rear end's bad. I haven't gone over and looked at everything real closely yet. I've done a little bit of research. I'm pretty sure the engine is an early 60s 390 from a Galaxy. And I'll show you why here in a few minutes, why I think it's that. And then we'll see if we can check some numbers, find out for sure. But yeah, I haven't looked it over very good yet because it was late yesterday when I went to pick it up and it was getting dark and I wanted to get it loaded before it got dark. So we're fixing to look it over right now and see what we have. All right, looking it over real quick. I haven't taken any straps off. Front tires are both flat. He had them aired up when we loaded it and they just leaked down overnight. I strapped the hood down because the cable is messed up for the hood latch. So he's got a block of wood under there so the safety catch will catch it, but it won't latch all the way. So I put that strap over the hood just to have a little extra security, make sure it didn't fly up on me while I was bringing it home. Somebody has rattle canned a black spray paint on here, but it's a pretty straight truck. This side is in real good shape. The interior is in real good shape. And it would clean up, make somebody a good truck. Minus the engine transmission I'm going to pull out of it. Now the rear end, he said it binds up when you put it in gear. It wouldn't pull on its own. It will roll freely. And he's got the rear end taken apart, drive shaft's loose. I think the drive shaft came loose while I was hauling it home last night. I'm not sure. But I'll have to get that out of the way before I can unload it, so that drive shaft doesn't drag in the dirt. Right there's one of the caps for the U-joint right there by the tire. And yeah, tailgate's in pretty good shape. Works good. There's the differential cover for the rear end. Not sure what that pan's from. It looks like it's from a barbecue grill. I'm not worried about that. Piece of old fuel line in the back of there too, some of that clear fuel line. Yeah, this side is in good shape. It's got these nicer wheels on it. This door, everything's in good shape except for that front corner there. This door opens good. And it's got a nice stereo with a removable face, a JVC CD player. So I can use that. Now that's the transmission pan. So I'll have to look at the transmission and see what kind of shape it's in. Maybe the guy just didn't realize the rear end was bad and pulled the transmission pan to see what he could figure out about it. There's one of the front marker light covers. There's a piece that goes under the dash over there, I believe. I'm not sure. I'll figure out for sure where that goes later. Got me some hedge clippers. And I got me an eyeball shift knob. So I'll put that on something. But part of the reason I'm pretty sure that engine is a early 60s is this truck has these emblems on it. This one was inside here, and there's another emblem on the front fender. You might have seen it a while ago when I passed by it. And I looked those up, and those 390 bird emblems are from early 60s, 62, 63, 64 Galaxy. Okay, well, I got the hood up. Here is the engine. Now, with the emblems that were on this truck, I am sure it is a 390, but I will measure the stroke to be sure. But the reason I was pretty sure it was out of an old Galaxy or Fairlane or something, or Thunderbird, because they didn't normally put these reservoir tanks like this in the pickups. I don't think. But I've never seen an old pickup with 390 with a reservoir tank like this. I've only seen them in the cars. But I could be wrong on that. All right. Right here. This says C6AE. So the C means it's a 60s model, and the 6 means it's a 66. So it's a 66 intake. It's a 4-barrel intake with Edelbrock carburetor, so it's more good news. I'll have to find the number on the heads, or on one of the heads, to verify, and I will do that as I find it. But I've got to go through and check out some more stuff. But yeah, this thing run good when he cranked it up for me. Still don't see a stamp number. It's probably under the valve cover, so I can verify that later. But for now, I am satisfied that it is 390. Looks like it has been rebuilt at some time, judging by the paint on the timing cover. It's got new plugs and plug wires. Distributor cap is a little loose, and I may get a new distributor for it. Vacuum Advance is not hooked up. Not sure if I'll go with electronic or go back to points, and I'll put it in the 66. But it wouldn't be hard to put an MSD distributor with electronic ignition in it, since it's already kind of set up for that. All right. Yeah, and the guy warned me about this bracket here. Somebody had just kind of rigged up the alternator on here. You can see how crooked it is. But I have an old 360 that has the proper brackets on it, and that old 360 is junk. It's just a big boat anchor right now, so I can use those. But yeah, I am satisfied. It is a FE engine, at least. I'm pretty sure it is a 390. Well, you can tell it's FE engine is where your seam is for your intake manifold and the head. The seam comes together under the valve cover. So in other words, part of your valve cover seat, part of it is on the intake manifold and part of it is on the head. Whereas most other engines, pretty much anything except the FE, as far as I know, the intake manifold seals to the head, and the valve cover, the full seat of the valve cover is on the head itself, instead of like this. But yeah, and that makes them notorious for leaking here under the valve covers. But this one doesn't look like it's leaked much, so it seems to be pretty good. And I'll show you on my 429 how you can tell the difference between the FE and most other engines. This is the 429, and this is the back of the engine, but it's fine. The front of the engine is the same way. And here's what I was telling you about how to tell for sure if you have a Ford FE engine. Is see where the intake manifold seats against the head here, and the valve cover, the full seat of the valve cover is on the head itself. So the intake manifold seals to the head, and the valve cover seals to the head separately. And on the FE engine, the intake seals to the head up under the seat of the valve cover. So the valve cover seals on top of the head and the intake manifold. Alright, so yeah, you can see the difference here. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It's definitely FE, and I'm almost positive it's 390. I will check some numbers and measure the stroke to be sure, but I'm pretty satisfied it is a 390. And hey, it's got a fuel regulator too. Nice. Pressure regulator. So yeah, just some more bonuses. It's like return lines there, not hooked up. Return line and a vapor line, I think is what that is. But it's not a big deal. So, hey, it's even got an extra half a horsepower in chrome there on that dipstick tube, on the dipstick handle. It's got oil in it. Smells a little gassy, not too bad. Yeah, it's a little gassy. And just slightly overfilled, but I'm not too worried about that because of the way it's sitting right now. So, and, uh-oh. Well, that's not good. I have to fix that when I get both my hands available. I checked the coolant in here and barely see any moisture down in there, but there is coolant in the Dodge factory overflow tank, so I'm pretty sure it's fine. Transmission, I think the pan's off of it, and the dipstick for the transmission should be right there, but I don't see it. So we'll have to figure out something about that, about how to get a filler tube, dipstick, and get the transmission pan back on it. Looks like the starter's fairly new. It's got new cables here onto the starter, so that's good. I can use all of that. It's got a new solenoid. So yeah, made a pretty good deal here. Pretty good buy. Okay, well look, it's been a couple of days since I unloaded the truck. It was Monday night when I bought it. Today is Thursday, and I unloaded it on Tuesday, cranked it up, run it a little bit, and I had video of that, but it was in the dark, and my microphone was cutting out on me. So I decided to go ahead and take some more footage of cranking it up, and this is after it's sat for 2 days. I've got a battery on it already, aired up the tire, 2 pumps, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Come on now. Come on now. I think I flooded it. Okay, we had a battery charger on it now. I may have just flooded it. Might not have needed to pump it like I did. So I just put the battery charger on there, so I don't know if it'll have much charge or not. So let's try it, see what happens. Oh yeah. Runs really good. Don't look like it's charging. Runs real good. Got an exhaust leak right there. But yeah, you can see what I was talking about that bracket for the alternator, how the belts are twisted. Afraid they're gonna come flying off. I rev it too many times. But it won't hurt nothing if they do. Sounds pretty good. It's got Flowmasters on her. So I'll be using those on that 66 most likely. Runs really good. All right, if it wasn't for that exhaust leak, it would sound really good. I like it. I made a darn good investment, I believe. That $390 by itself is worth more than what I paid for the whole truck. Now I've done that, let you guys in on a secret. I put it out there on my TikTok, and all the comments that answered my question have made my mind up. I'm going to pause on the Trano for now, and I'm going to see how quick I can get this engine pulled, get my 66 F100 around here, get the engine swapped into it, get it safe and legal to drive on the road and dependable. And I'm just going to do it redneck style. Pull a good engine out, throw it in a good truck. See if I can get it done within a month. I'm doing it by myself. I know a lot of you guys probably say, oh, I can do that in just a couple days. Yeah, but I mean, I'm going to have to diagnose wiring issues and everything in that F100. I'm going to have to take my time, make sure everything is safe and legal. And, you know, I only work out here in the shop a few hours a day. So, you know, just kind of bear with me. I'm giving myself a month. Today is March 4th. April 4th is my goal is to have my black F100 66 model running, driving, licensed, insured, on the road, dependable, safe, and legal. So I will be posting update videos as I go along. This is the first in a series on this project. So subscribe if you want to see what happens. Ring the bell if you want to get notified when the next video gets posted. Because for now, this is what's going to be on my channel for the next 4 or 5 videos. All right, if you haven't seen my previous video on this truck, this is the 66 F100. I'm going to put that engine in. I think the transmission is good in this truck. I'm going to risk it. Like I said, I'm doing this redneck style. I'm just going to work with what I got. And I know I did a revival on this, and you may be saying, why not just fix the engine that's in it? Well, it needs to be rebuilt, and the freeze plugs are pushed out. So that other engine is ready to drop in, and be quicker and easier. And I can save this engine for another project in the future too. And the old truck, it's in good shape. Just needs some oil here and there, and it's not rusted out. Even the normal places where they rust out, cab corners and everything, they're still good. So yeah, we're going to see if we can get this done. This originally had a 3-speed on the column. You can still see the clutch pedal over there. But somebody has already put an automatic in it. So I'm going to try and reuse that automatic. It worked before. It's been sitting. May just run some conditioner through it, change out the fluid, and just hope for the best. But the old truck is in good shape. And I think just pressure wash it and drive it with this weathered patina on here, even though it's not original paint. Then I can always do a better restoration in the future. But for now, I think this will be kind of fun, just seeing if I can get it on the road, get it safe and legal, get it on the road, see how quick I can do it. I've challenged myself to do it in a month, so we're gonna see if we can do it. Appreciate y'all watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Should be coming up next week. I'm going to try and get a video out every week to update my weekly progress. So wish me luck. I'm going to need a lot.